Hello everyone, it's Fern. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup look based on Jessica Rabbit. All of this month I'm going to be doing makeup looks inspired by cartoon characters. Jessica Rabbit was the most requested on my Facebook page, so I wanted to do her first. I'm not going to be doing an exact replica as I like to put my own creativity into things. At some point I go wrong on the eyeshadow and have to correct it. I do that often when I'm doing my makeup, but I feel it was worth it in the end. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, I'm going to glue my minuscule eyebrows down. It's best to glue them upwards so the hairs are upright and flat. You can use an eyebrow brush to do this too. The reason I'm gluing my eyebrows, and if you've watched any RuPaul's Drag Race then you might know already, it is so that I can paint over them with concealer to make them disappear. I want them to disappear so I can then recreate new eyebrows in a different area. If you know Jessica Rabbit, she has very high eyebrows and large eyelids. Also, throughout this video you will notice some pretty strange facial expressions from me. Something I need to become more aware of when I'm doing my makeup, but oh well, it adds character I suppose. Now that I have glued the eyebrows, I have to use baking powder to dry the glue and set them in place a little more. I do this so that when I put on the concealer it doesn't mess with the glue by making it become loose. They do say not to use any oily products as that can undo the glue, but I just used my usual concealer hoping for the best. I don't think it was too oily as it did work. As you can see, I use concealer from Maybelline. I find the applicator to be really helpful. When applying the concealer, I do it very lightly. I don't spread it around, I just apply as much as I can to cover the area. You don't want to spread it around as it will loosen the eyebrow hairs, so just gently apply it to small areas. Now that both eyebrows are done, I dry them with a fan. You can use your hands, a book, a slipper, it doesn't matter. It just helps fasten up the drying process. Then after that, I apply more baking powder to further dry them out. With both eyebrows completely done, I add concealer to both eyelids. This creates a base for the eye makeup, helping it stick more and enhancing any colours I use too. Then, with a beauty blender, I pat it over the eyes to create a smoother texture. Now to draw on my new eyebrows, using an eye pencil I got from my makeup Christmas calendar, which was amazing. 25 days of makeup, all cruelty free, by Makeup Obsession. On TikTok I did makeup looks using the products over the month of December. If you want to check me out, it's just Fernstone on TikTok. But yes, as you can see, I am drawing the eyebrows much higher than my original eyebrows and making them very curved. They will be thicker than Jessica Rabbit's eyebrows, but that's just because I wanted to make them slightly more modern. It felt strange drawing the eyebrows so high up on my forehead as I didn't have my brow bone to judge the shape, but they worked out quite nicely, I thought. Now the shape of each eyebrow is drawn on with the pencil, I go over them with a dark brown eyeshadow to make them darker, of course. Jessica Rabbit has black eyebrows, mine will be a very dark brown. Now that both eyebrows are done, I go under each of them with concealer to neaten them up using a paintbrush that I love dearly and use all the time, just refining the shape. Looking at my real eyebrows, I didn't feel they were hidden enough, so I used a very full coverage foundation and did the concealing and baking powder process once again. Okay, now onto the main event for eye makeup. I'm going to use this eyeliner as it's like a pen, and I'm going to need an efficient hand for this part. I begin in the top middle and draw a curved line down to the side down the sides to the outer corner of my eyelid. Before you do this, I do actually straighten out the curved lines later on in the video. Something about it wasn't sitting right with me, so the curved edges on the side, I do actually turn straighter. Although I do later change the shape I have drawn, this part is still relevant as I add black eyeshadow around the edges of the shape I've just drawn. Something I do regret is how I added black eyeshadow to half my eyelid. I thought this would be something good, but I ended up not liking it whatsoever. I'm going to speed through as much of this as I can. I just felt it was important to show you, as it is easy to make mistakes, but with a little patience and skill you can mend mistakes without having to start again. With both eyelids now half covered in black eyeshadow, I went to do the other half in white, using a white face paint. I will list all the products in the description below. This part is where I start to feel I've gone wrong. Adding silver eyeshadow to the black part and the crease of the white part, I realise how much I hate it. I do the other eye, hoping that if they were balanced out I would like it more. I gave it the benefit of the doubt for a moment, so I added eyeliner and went under the eyebrow with white face paint to accentuate the eyes more. I also added black eyeshadow under the eye along with white face paint, which I keep. But once I put the eyelashes on, I was very unhappy with the finished look and realised what I must do. So I went into the white face paint again and began painting onto the black. I needed to change the shape big time before I was satisfied. Once I was happier with the shape of the white part, I dabbed silver onto it to blend it together. Within this time, I also brought the black eyeliner down to the inner corner of my eyes too. This is where I decided to straighten out the curved edges too. I do this using a face wipe and the white face paint. The white face paint really helped refine the shape. Once I refined the shape, I would get rid of the white with a face wipe. I also used the black eyeliner again to perfect the new shape I had created. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so with that monumentally confusing and annoying part over, I add purple eyeshadow to my eyes now, adding it to the inside edges of the eyeliner. Then I go back to the silver and blend it into the purple. Now the eye is satisfactory, it isn't perfect, and if I were to do it again, I would probably try something different, but I'm still much happier with it. This isn't even really a tutorial anymore, just a kind of, hey, look how I messed up kind of video. But now I do the other eye off camera. Okay, with both eyeshadow parts done, I go on to add the eyeliner. With the eyeliner, I draw the wing part within the shape I created, just by preference. I didn't want to mess anything else up either, so I found this to be easier. With the eyeliner, I tried to do the inner corners the thinnest and increasingly thicken it when it reaches the outer corners. This gives the eyes a very sultry look, which of course Jessica Rabbit is known for being. Now I add the eyelashes again. I like to cut the eyelashes so that there are more eyelashes on the outer side, making the eyes look more narrow, elongated, and again more sultry. The eyes are finally done, so now it's time for the foundation. I add the foundation after the eyes to avoid any fallout from the eyeshadow dropping onto my face. This way I can wipe away any eyeshadow without ruining my foundation, which I did do many times off camera. Using a beauty blender, I evenly blend all the foundation onto my skin. Then I grab a contour stick and start contouring my nose. Jessica Rabbit has a tiny nose, I do not, but I do my best to make it look narrow and neat. Using my finger, I blend it all in. I have a bend in my nose that I can never seem to straighten out, but it's part of who I am, so I don't worry about that too much. Imperfections are what make us unique after all. I add a tiny bit of contour to the top of my forehead to make my forehead smaller and more defined. I don't want to shrink it too much as it's already been made smaller due to having higher eyebrows. Now the cheekbones. I do a simple line just above the bottom of my cheekbone. I then use my fingers to blend it all in. Evenly above and below, but definitely trying not to go under where the bottom of my cheekbone is placed, as I want my cheekbones to be high for this look. Then I add concealer to the bridge down to the tip of my nose for again more definition. The darker shades make parts of the face appear to be further back, and the highlighted parts make parts of the face appear to be further forward. I usually add concealer under the eyes, but for some reason I decided not to. That can make you appear more youthful when you do that, but I was already happy with how my skin looked in this instance. But what I did add is some powder highlight, using a fan brush to lightly brush over the top of my cheekbones. Okay, my favourite part. That really completes a look, and that is lipstick. Instead of using a lipstick, I use face paint and a thin face paint brush. The red colour was perfect, and I really wanted a cartoony look with the face paint, which the face paint can provide. I paint the outer line first. Jessica has really voluptuous lips, so I painted them to be very curved with a heart-shaped cupid's bow. Then I filled the lips in using the same colour and brush. Now, as the lips are such an important part, I wanted to add more details and definition. I seem to love that word, but that's because definition is so important. I draw the lip liner around the cupid's bow and under the lip, but I don't join it at the corners. This makes the lips look extra pouty rather than just lined. I do come back to the lips, but I notice my contour under my cheeks isn't looking dark enough. So I add powdered contour and use a brush and do circular motions to blend it all in. I also add a little bit under my jaw too. Coming back to the lips, I use a liquid highlighter and carefully add it with a paintbrush along the inside edges of the cupid's bow. Then I add it to the bottom lip in gentle horizontal lines. This creates a shine that won't go anywhere, unlike lip gloss that comes off easily or gets sticky. The makeup look is now complete. I so hope you liked this video, and I hope it was helpful. I know I made quite a big mistake, but that actually always happens when I do my makeup. Plus, you know, I've never done a Jessica Rabbit look before like this, so I can't just be perfect. Wow, some people probably are, but... But yeah, thank you. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.